krdcountry TV.
Melbourne railway stations, Glenferrie.
Hello everyone, and greetings from Glenferrie railway station where I am today. Glenferrie is one of two stations in the Melbourne suburb of Hawthorn, the other one being Hawthorn itself. Glenferrie is the outermost one from the city. It's located on Glenferrie Road, hence the name. And it's also the local station for Swinburne University of Technology, and that's why I'm here this morning. I've been a student at Swinburne throughout 2023, so I've been commuting to and from Glenferrie station. I'm going to talk a little bit about that this morning. So Glenferrie is, as I said, the local station for Swinburne University of Technology. And so a lot of students and teachers, for that matter, in fact sometimes I've been mistaken for a teacher, they travel to and from Swinburne via the station at Glenferrie. There's lots of express services in the morning and the evening that come out from the city and stop at Glenferrie and then move on to somewhere else, and also the other direction. It's a fairly busy station, as you can imagine, mostly because of the nearby university. I've been commuting throughout 2023, 3 days a week. I've actually found the service really good. Metro Trains has run a pretty reliable service, very few disruptions, and when there have been disruptions, they fix them relatively quickly. So I've never been late for class. How about that? I'm going to take you on a little tour of Glenferrie station. We'll have a look around, I'll point out some things of interest, and get to know this neighbourhood a little better. So there's 3 platforms at Glenferrie station. I'm on platform 3 at the moment, which is used for outbound trains during the morning and the evening peak periods. Train services are quite frequent, only a few minutes apart during these periods, so you never have to wait too long for a train. From here they go north to usually places like Alamein or Ringwood. That's during the peak period in the morning.
Melbourne suburban trains are driver only, and these screens are located at the driver end of the platform, so they can look back and make sure everybody's on or off before closing the doors and setting off. Driver only has been in operation in Melbourne since 1994. Platform 3 at the moment at Glenferrie Station. This is the platform that's used for local outbound trains in the morning and also semi-express services that stop here. And in the afternoon peak it's used by local services. And from here they run to Alamein, they go to Ringwood in the morning, they go to Belgrave and Lilydale, which is the outermost point of this line. Glenferrie is located on the Burnley group of lines, and that's the group that runs to Glen Waverley, which is not serviced on this line, and also up to Belgrave and Lilydale. All of the trains servicing the Burnley group of lines are extrapolis sets. These were introduced to Melbourne a little over 20 years ago now, and they're now predominant, well in fact they're exclusive on this network of lines, and you also see them on the Clifton Hill group of lines. They also work to Frankston, and now we're about to receive the first of the second generation of extrapolis trains, Extrapolis 2.0. I might save that story for another day. There are 3 platforms at Glenferrie. The outermost tracks are unidirectional, and the centre track, which runs through platform 2, is bidirectional, and in the morning trains heading to the city use that track, and that facilitates the running of express and semi-express services. After the peak period, that track reverses direction. Platforms 2 and 3 become the daytime platforms, and then for the afternoon peak trains continue to run outbound on the centre track when it once again becomes a semi-express or express track. Some trains stop at Glenferrie on that track, sometimes they don't. The main platform building at Glenferrie is on platform 1 and 2. See the express service passing through there on the way to the city. This is during the morning peak. No station staff work on the platform as such anymore. They're downstairs, and they are in what used to be a ticket office, I suppose. These days it's more accurately called a customer service office. sell tickets. You have to buy a card, a Mikey card, to travel on Melbourne public transport. Station buildings are a little bit run down. They can do with some TLC, but that's typical across Melbourne, apart from the new stations, of course, which are quite dramatic sometimes. I might take a look at one of those one day.
KRD Country TV.